everyone, and welcome to Dreamleapers Inspiration. I'm your host, Harriet Cole. Very, very honored to be here with you today. It's interesting. I've been out and about, very, very busy in the past couple of weeks in the city, in New York City, kind of being in the flow of lots of people and great energy. And I have met any number of people who've told me that they tune into inspiration every week. So I thank all of you, those of you who are joining today, those of you who join, whenever you can on demand. Isn't that interesting that we have this on demand feature now? It's pretty great. And I just want to say thank you. It's wonderful to know that there are so many people who are connected. And, we can't really tell who's out there unless you write in and say so, which I always love if you tell me where you are and say a hello while we're on the air. But what I'm learning is that there are many folks all over who are connecting and really trying to start the day with focus, start the day with intention, and knowing that there's a community of people who share the intention of really getting in alignment with our greatness. So thank you for joining wherever you are. And like I said, if you want to write in the chat box where you are, and let's do a check-in. How are you feeling today? How's your state? When you think of all the stuff that is going on in the world, what is your state right now? I was at an event the other day and I saw my friend Bevy Smith. Many of you may know her. And Bevy is larger than life, out and about everywhere, it seems, and also so down to earth and thoughtful. And as we were greeting one another, she said to me, "How was your first summer?" And it was, just after, well, now is the official end of summer, but it was just after the unofficial end of summer, after Labor Day. And I'm thinking, what do you mean? And so I asked her, what do you mean? She said, your first summer without your mother. So yeah, it's been 4 months since my mother passed. And in some ways, it seems like an eternity. In some ways, it seems like a blink. Bevy's mother passed some while ago, and I remember being really connected to her, pardon me, during that time, and appreciating that was top of mind for her when she saw me thinking about my mother and just the loss. What's interesting, another thing that has been said to me, and I may have mentioned this on another broadcast, but there have been several people, including in the past couple of days, who said to me, Harriet, you look so happy. What's happening? Why do you seem just extra happy? What's going on? And, I'd make the choice. I choose happiness. It is something, it's a muscle that I think you have to develop. And it's something that my mother did. She really was like choosing joy. But since the word happy is what was used, I'm sticking with that for a minute. And yes, I definitely am choosing joy. I'm choosing happiness. I'm choosing the positive, even as a million things are happening. There are things that wake me up in the middle of the night like, oh, didn't handle that the best way, need to do this differently. Um, hmm, why was that the choice? What am I going to do about this? I mean, I could make that long list, that other list of all the things that are challenges. And I do have that list, and I make that list so that I can chip away at it. But the bigger one is to choose joy and upliftment throughout. Otherwise, it can be too heavy of a burden, or at least that's my experience. If you don't choose the life, you don't choose to rise up and see the best that's possible in the moment, then it can be impossible to weather the challenging things. So this has come to me. A few people random people. One woman I hadn't seen in 25 years. I saw at an art opening for my friend Renee Cox. And this woman, Liz is her name. She used to work for Patrick Kelly, the fashion designer. And she said, I said, I haven't seen you in a long time. She said, well, I see you through your posts, so I feel like I see you. And she said, you just look so happy, extra happy. And why I'm dwelling on this is I've realized that, in this 4 months since my mother's been gone, I think it is her joy, like her light passing through me at this time. That it's not just mine, but it's the invocation of her, the presence of her within me that is making this extra abundance of joy. So I just offer that to you. If you have ancestors, people in your world who have passed on, and you keep them close in your heart, and you remember the greatness of them, specifics as well as just the feeling, that feeling of love and closeness and support, that you can allow that to inhabit you and make you just a little taller, make you feel a little bit better in whatever is going on. And so that stars Cole at work. uh, Today's message is something that just, as I've been thinking about all the things on my list and listening to people talk about all that they need to do, have to do, and sometimes the list feels so long and so big and ominous and daunting sometimes. I just wanted to say to all of us, don't give up. Just don't give up, even when it seems like there's too much. The burden is too great. The hill is too steep to climb. The obstacles are too great. Don't give up. And I think that the preamble about joy, I think that helps you, about joy and happiness. I think that can really, really help you to have energy to not give up, to do whatever has to be done, to commit to doing what has to be done. Oh, it's you have to have energy. You have to have a lot of energy in order to do whatever the work is ahead of you. You can waste energy by the many distractions that exist. I saw a report, I think it was in the New York Times, just a couple days ago, talking about the impact of the phone, of video games, of all these things on of streaming, things that can be distractions that suck up so much time that you don't even realize that where did those 3 hours go? What did I do all day? How did I not do the things that I said I was going to do? Don't let distractions impede your progress. It's so easy to do, especially now. That's the reason why I like making a list and scheduling things. What have you not been doing that is important? I've got a list of my own. But what have you not been doing that is important? Put it at the top of your list and break it down into small enough components that you will do one at a time and check them off so that you actually can make them happen. Because when you check them off, it gives you energy. When you check off enough of them, you complete your task. Okay, I've got some folks who've written in. I want to share some of these messages. That's Sana Musasama. I remember you, my dear. Looks like you've got an art show coming. I definitely want to see it. And she's posted it, so please, everybody, support her. She's a wonderful artist. Let's see. Elan Model Management. Oh, this is a Harriet. Oh, you have two T's. I have two T's and an E. So let's see. You are. Let me go back to you. Are in Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, thank you for your condolences for my mom. You lost your mom 10 years ago. Yeah, it does. Well, mine is fresh, but it seems like yesterday, and then sometimes it's like time doesn't mean anything, right? It's just all pretty amazing. Um, then look, we have oh, Sana writes, "Your mother is here. She is air, clouds, rain, snow. She is. I lost my mom 48 years ago. She came to me yesterday via a senior student of mine, Gloria. She brought me food. She said I looked too thin after she walked away." I love it. Thank you for sharing, everybody, and please feel free to share more. Um, I want to go to the quote, and then I invited my friend Sekou. Sekou writes to join today because we're talking about don't give up. And let's go to the quote, and then I will tell you why I asked him to join to talk to us today. So Fallon's going to pull up our quote for us, my producer. And the quote says, "Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle." And this is from Christian D. Larson. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes and listen to this again, just to take a breath. Let's be still with this. I really want you to take this in. Are you ready to listen? Okay. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. I want you to really hear that there is something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle. When we are facing obstacles, we do not usually feel like this. We often feel overwhelmed, like, oh, I can't breathe, I can't handle it. It's too hard. And Larson says that you must believe in yourself and all that you are. This is not all somebody else's, all that you are. And know that there's something inside of you, inside of your being, that is greater than any obstacle that is before you. This is not easy to believe when you are struggling, which is why I put it up here. I thought this was a great quote in the spirit of not giving up, because it's telling us no matter what, we can be strong enough and focused enough and committed enough to get to the next place, to get to the next step, to get to our goal. So many of you may know my friend Sekou. He and I have known each other since my daughter was born, and she is 21. We started working together, I think, right after she was born, and we have many stories about her and us over the years. But Sekou has been on a very interesting personal journey, and I've asked him to join us to talk about it in the spirit of not ever giving up. So let's welcome Sekou Wright. Hello, my friend.
Hey Harriet, how you doing?
I am good, and it's so good to be with you. You know, we've been together forever,
Yeah, right. Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
forever, ever. And but you shared with me the other day that there's a milestone that you are approaching that absolutely 1000% is in alignment with this message of don't give up.
Yeah.
So, would you tell us what this is and what it means to you?
So what's happening is on the 28th of this month, I will be running my 1,000th day, running continuously, running every day outside, no matter the weather, for 1,000 days. It's incredible to me. It's incredible
It
to
is
me.
incredible.
Like I think about it, I'm like, really? What? So yeah, it's a journey that I began after I had my stroke. After I had my stroke, so it was very difficult. It's been very difficult. I had started a run streak before then. Um, I was running 409 days, and that's when I got hit with the stroke. And I was hospitalized. I was paralyzed. I had amnesia. I had my list of things was long, but I had it in mind that I wanted to try to do the run streak again later. And I kept thinking about it, and I would try and I'd fail. And I'd try and I'd fail. And I'd try and I'd fail. And one day, this was with my fiance, we started a run like New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, we started running. And I was like, all right, I'm going to keep it this time. I'm going to keep it this time. Keep it this time. And I've been able to keep it going. And so, so you just know it's been very difficult, but I've done it. I've done it.
So just to first of all, congratulations. I mean, look, the fact that you had a stroke and have done it makes it all the more miraculous. But for everybody who is tuned in, we know how difficult it is to stick to something every single day. It is just hard. People who say they're going to exercise 3 days out of the week and maybe it's once a month or, or whatever it is, whatever the commitment is, not most people do not honor these commitments even when they have the best of intentions. And so, by the way, to anybody who's not yet been able to do it, this is no diss. I'm not good at that either. but I just want to say that the fact that you have done it, and this is at least 1 mile, right? Your commitment is that you run at least 1 mile each day.
Yeah, so a run streak happens when you run 1 mile, at least a mile every day. Well, it can be outside or inside, but mine have been outside.
Okay. And so just for anybody who's even considering this, 1 mile is not that long. It's a doable amount of time. I like that you made something that is doable, even though the commitment of doing it every day is incredible. Now, the other part of this commitment, so I just want to back up because, we're talking about not allowing obstacles to stand in the way. So some of you who have been on this journey with me for a long time, remember, Sekou was with me from the very first day that I started Dreamleapers on WBAI, the other Dreamleapers program. Yes. And he's been a guest on Dreamleapers many times. Yes. And the fact that you had not one but 2 strokes, I mean, your disability was significant. So when you were trying to start your streak again, it was your physical body was not responding properly.
No, I could barely. I decided I was going to walk around the block one day. Mm-hmm. I made it a few feet before I had to turn around and come back inside. I was like, I had to off balance and had to come back inside. So yeah, it was a very, very hard thing to do. And I have run much slower in my 1,000 miles 1,000 days than I've run in my 409 because my 409 I was doing it, feeling it, but now I'm just trying to get there, But yeah, so yeah, that's what I was saying.
And also, again, just because I know your trajectory in that 409, that was also a focus to choose the positive. I mean, you lost a lot of weight. You ended up being your high school size and you changed your eating habits. Like you were working to improve your life.
Yeah.
Mental, physical, spiritual. You were doing that, which I think you said is part of the reason why the doctors thought that you could even survive the severity of the stroke. Isn't that right?
The doctor said that if I had not stopped, I stopped drinking and I started running 409 days in a row. If I hadn't done those 2 things, I would have died. That's a little shocking, right? And they didn't tell me that immediately. They told me that after a while, and I was like, "What?" So yeah, it was a challenging thing for sure.
So I'm so glad you could come on today, Sekou, to talk about this because, it's one thing for people to hear somebody say, don't give up. That's our focus for today. Yeah. We can chant this at ourselves. We can put it on a sticky on the mirror, which all of those things are good to do if whatever it takes to know not to give up. And, the last time I think that you were here talking with me, you had written a book, Hack Your Life, and you shared something that we talked about last week on inspiration, because we were talking about, this is still national, what is it? uh,
Yes.
why can't I think of the
Yeah,
word?
we talked about this yesterday in church.
Suicide Awareness Month. My
Yeah,
brain, my
yeah,
brain froze for a minute. This is still National Suicide Awareness Month, and you very bravely wrote about uh, having those, not even just having those thoughts, but heading toward
yeah,
ending your life when someone called you who was thinking of ending his life, and he saved your life by you trying to save his life. That's
yeah.
God in action.
That's God now.
I mean, come on now.
For sure.
Sekou, when I talked about, it was Choose Life last week. One of my friends, who you also know, Delora, wrote in to say when she was 13, I think she had considered suicide when her parents divorced. I went to a fashion show because it was New York Fashion Week and saw a man who told me, I didn't know he watched this inspiration. He said he's usually at the gym and sometimes on the treadmill. When
Yeah,
he says, and when you have us meditate, they're like, when are you going to get off that treadmill?
yeah,
But anyway, his friend said when he was a little kid, he had considered suicide. We don't realize how tender our lives are and how important it is, I think, to have faith and to have perseverance, to never give up. And you've had all of these things interwoven in your story. And I think we appreciate you sharing them because it shows, look, you are here. You are
yeah.
doing it despite challenges. And you have challenges physically still right now, don't you?
Still. Yesterday, I said I went to church yesterday, and it was a far away out to Rockland County. And even though I went early, I had to. Oh yeah, hack your pain. That's my book. Thank you. Hack your pain.
Yes.
Um, so I went out there, and I had to run in the, the church parking lot. I ran my mile in the church parking lot, circles and circles and circles, and people were commenting later on. They're like, "What? You were doing the running around?" I was like, I didn't even see them. I was just running, just trying to stay focused because my right leg was hurting a lot yesterday. Now
Mm.
it's a constant that my right side of my body hurts me, but sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more. But yesterday it was hurting. It was hurting a lot. And so I was very focused on running, putting one foot in front of the other, and making it around the church parking lot. And then to have all these people saying, yay, yay, yay. I walked into all these people saying, yay, yay, yay. I'm like,
Oh.
what? so thankfully, I've been an inspiration to them.
Well, and unfortunately, I now know so many people who have suffered strokes.
Yes.
Thank God, who have survived, who are living. But what I've learned from you and others is usually there's some residual effect that is long lasting, that
Mhm.
includes pain.
Yes. Yes.
And you are choosing to work through the pain. I know other people who have just resigned to the pain and, don't necessarily move the part of their body that is hurting. And I'm sure that's not the best thing to do, but I know that it's hard.
Yeah. My mom gets all the credit for this. My mom refused to let anybody use the term stroke when speaking to me.
Hmm.
And so I was woke up in the hospital. I was like, what's happening? Where is this place? What am I doing here? No one would answer any of my questions. I couldn't phrase the questions to speak. And I was like, well, I might as well do something. So I might as well I made it my goal to get up and move to the restroom. Get up and move to the restroom. Now this sounds simple. It sounds simple. It was not simple. I had to take off all the cords, take off all the cords. I had to get up. I had to fight the part of my body that was uh, what's that called?
Uh,
Paralyzed.
paralyzed,
Yeah,
paralyzed.
paralyzed. I had to do all those things just to go to the restroom. And then when that happened, I tried to do something else and something else and something else. And so it wasn't until I started physical therapy that they said stroke to me, and I was like, stroke? I had a stroke, and so that physical manifestation happened then, and it really shook me up, because if I had been thinking all along that I have a stroke, I would have been
Yes,
much available to let things stop me from moving
sure.
forward. Yeah,
Well, thank you, Mom.
yeah. Thank you, Mom.
You know, having cheerleaders is really important. That's part of why I do this, that we can have our cheerleading together and just know you're not alone. There's somebody out there who is here to support you. Before you go, Sekou, tell us about the 2 books that you have that are coming out now.
Yeah, so that ties into Hack Your Pain Now. I was doing a book signing for Hack Your Pain Now at the Frisch Museum in Nashville, and I was talking about it, and I was talking about how the one thing I took away from the stroke was financial. And they were like, "What, financial?" And so it has been financial. Like, my bills were sky high, sky high, sky high, and I had health insurance, zero health insurance. And so I have been able to look at money differently. And I've studied it and studied it and studied it and studied it. And so my learning curve was like this. Now it's been like this. Now it's been straight up. I've been studying, studying. So anyway, the 2 books that were released the same day are Little Sekou's First Dollar. It's a children's book, Little Sekou's First Dollar. And the second book is Get Rich 101 by Sekou Writes. And that's based on my podcast and my other things that are also called Get Rich 101. And so that's a really interesting book. It was based on the book, the Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. It was written in 1910. Yeah, there it is. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, right down at the bottom. And yeah, and I read that book before I had the stroke, and gradually I've been rediscovering the same lessons, rediscovering the same lessons. I decided to put it out as a book. So yeah,
Excellent. And the children's book is, say the name of that one again?
Little Sekou's First Dollar. Little
Yeah, and
Sekou's
I
First Dollar.
it's really sweet, and the illustrations are really great too.
Yeah, it's really
Uh,
great. It's really great.
well, congratulations, and thank you for being a perfect example of our theme today, "Don't give up." Sekou Writes is the quintessential example of that. You keep it moving, you literally, and, the 1,000th day is September 28th, you said?
September 28th. That's it.
We
Coming right up.
we will be rooting for you. Blessings, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Harriet.
All right. And I'm looking at the chat box, and there are a number of people who have made some comments. I want to share some of them before we go. Bethune Development says, I lost my mother 30 years ago, and she is here now more than I realize. I'm 44. That's so you were young when you lost her. But isn't it funny how they're in you? Actually, I just saw another um, news report that said that there's something about the DNA of between a mother and child, that part of the child, the DNA of the child lives within the mother forever. Like, part of that child is inside of the mother. Isn't that something? This is some scientific discovery that was made recently. I understand that. I feel like that. Um, I just hope that listening to Sekou helps you to know you do not have to give up. Please know it is possible, no matter what you are going through. Health, wealth, or lack thereof, um, broken heart, lost job, whatever it is, no matter what you are going through, you do not have to give up. If it's more, not anything that deep, but just you've got a lot to do and it's hard to make space to get it all done. One by one, just work on it. Do not give up. If you don't give up and you believe in yourself, like our quote, let's go back to the quote right before we leave. I think it's so important. No matter who you are, Christian D. Larson says, believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. Please take this to heart. Please take this to heart, no matter what you are going through. You are great. You are worth it. You are precious. Treat yourself like that. And you're also strong and resilient. Believe these things about yourself. Post them on your mirror if you need to, whatever it takes in order to put one foot in front of the other and to live your life to the best of your ability and to take care of your business because you're worth it. Thank you so much for joining today. Until next time, have a great day and make it count. Namaste.